Okay, now, my uncle was a supposedly great house builder, okay? Before they made millions doing it, I guess, in the Hamptons. He was a house builder. It's kind of a cool thing to build something, drive by, hey, I did that, kind of cool. You don't get to do that with a teacher, hey, I taught that person. Oh, good for you, okay? But in any case, house building is kind of cool. Now, the thing was, in his older age, has since died about 10 years, he didn't want to climb ladders anymore, so he took jobs where he was doing woodworking. That was his passion, to work with wood. And he took odd jobs, and he actually worked for a factory on Long Island for his last 5 years of life, making a certain product that I thought was kind of odd. And he was a funny uncle to me, so I said, you got to get me some of this sawdust. And he said, why? I just think it's funny. Something I'll use every year of my teaching, and I have so much of it that I'll continue to do this. If I teach to my 80s, I'll still have enough. So he lives on through this demonstration. So if I take some of my uncle's sawdust, and I collected some because I found it to be very funny, because he wound up making, of all things, toilet seat covers. And I don't know who's got wooden toilet seat covers. I don't know if they're in vogue or one day they were in vogue. But yeah, he made toilet seat covers. And I always thought about, well, who tested them right for splinters? Was there like an inspector number 19? Just perfect. So I don't know what this sawdust has seen or hasn't seen. Okay, but if I take some of this sawdust, okay, and I put it on the table, obviously it's made of carbon, so it's going to combust like regular wood would. Okay, okay, so I'm going to light some of this on fire. Not a big deal. Okay, I got an alcohol burner to do that because I don't know where my. So and clear. For those that can't see, okay, open your eyes. Okay, but what we have is a fire. Okay, nothing sexy out of the ordinary, just a little bit of a flame. Okay, sawdust, of course, burns because it's made of wood. Now that sawdust, of course, that God knows what it's seen or didn't see, but it came from a toilet seat cover. I love it. Now, the deal here is that wasn't highly reactive. The rate of reaction was kind of slow because only the surface was able to react with the air. But if I was to do a demonstration to, let's say, increase the surface area, I would, in fact, create a much vigorous reaction. So I'll take some more sawdust, okay, and I'm going to put it in this container. Now this container is where it's connected by a big tube. It looks like an apparatus I'm not supposed to have. But all I'm doing is blowing air through. Okay, so I'm creating some dust, some sawdust. Now, what I'm trying to do is recreate something called a grain elevator explosion. A grain elevator explosion is nothing more than a dust of a combustible material. People who worry about these are people in sawmills, coal dust, anyone who's in a coal mine, dust builds up, or people who do woodworking, they have to ventilate. These are grain elevator explosions, and a couple of years ago, there was a major one that happened in the Midwest where the ventilation system wasn't working, and the dust built up. It was a factory that was making flour, and there was a spark, and the roof blew up. Okay, there was several deaths, and they're elevator explosions because they tend to blow outward. Okay, so now I got to light my candle. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a second.